You have the X factor. You weren't dealt the best hand, but you sure are the best player. Hello, Light Warriors. Happy Friday. It's Bella Bashan here. The Holy Spirit placed it in my spirit that you are going far. You are about to have a huge leap. A leap that could be considered a quantum leap. And some of you might be asking, what would a quantum leap be considered? And an example of a quantum leap is like when you're a child and you go from crawling to walking. So when you take these quantum leaps, the reason as a child that you're able to go from crawling to walking, this does not happen overnight. A child has to actually, first it has to even learn how to crawl. It has to lay on its stomach. It has to take these small steps. And when you see a child go from crawling to walking, you see a lot of wobbling happening. You may even see the child take a few stumbles and crashes. And so the thing that makes you, that gives you this X factor, the thing that's sending you into this quantum leap where some make it just so far and others make it up to this higher level, into this next step, is it's your willingness to fail. And not only your willingness to fail, but your willingness to fail over and over and over again. You know, they say it's not how many times you fall down, but it's how many times you get back up. So you have this willingness to make mistakes where other people might not. They might be over planning. They might be overthinking in the planning stage too long. They might be holding on to self-doubt, these fears that the enemy puts in our minds. Some of these fears are just from habitual thinking, doubts that we've had laid in our consciousness from growing up, from how our parents might have believed, from how the people around us might have believed, from what our friends are doing, what everyone around us is doing. And their habitual beliefs might have been projected onto you. I made a video about projecting yesterday. And the thing about that is that it's limited thinking. From Mark 2 verse 22, in other words, so 2:22, and it says, "And no one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the wine will burst the skins, and both the wine and the wineskins will be ruined. No, they pour new wine into new wineskins." So to me, this is talking about how your beliefs in your mind, and if you have limited thinking, no matter how much positive thoughts you have, if the negativity, the old thoughts, the old beliefs, if they're swirling around in there more than the belief in yourself, it creates dirty water. It creates old wineskin and old wine. The old wine mixes with the new beliefs, and then you have this dirty water. And so that's the thing that gives you the X factor, is it's your ability to fake it till you make it, in a sense. It's your ability to believe in yourself, believe in the power of God working through you, believe in your purpose, falling in love with your goal and the dreams that God has put in your heart. It takes you all the way. You change your limited thinking and this habitual thinking, and you start to turn it around into a more accurate type of thinking, which is focusing on how you can get there, focusing on believing in yourself, focusing on what if you do make it, instead of overly planning and overly thinking on possibly these old beliefs. You are willing to put in the work. You're willing to even if you do have negative thinking, sometimes we can override the negative thoughts by believing in ourselves and doing the behavior anyway, even if we're scared. That's the difference between somebody who has the X factor and somebody who falls back into those old belief systems. When you have the X factor, no matter what hand you're given, you have the ability to play that hand with take that hand, and you have the ability to make you go all the way. I was listening to an interview with Price Pritchett. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name, but he was talking about how there was he watched a study of somebody who watched winning poker tournaments over and over and over again. And I think it was a very, very small amount that the person with the best hand actually won the whole poker tournament. Oftentimes, the person who won was the person who was the best player, and the person who had the best poker face, the person who believed in their self, believed that they could play the cards that they were given and take them all the way. The person who has the best hand and yet is complaining, is criticizing, is doing all these types of thought patterns that are linking them to self-doubt, are linking them to old habitual thinking. It's what takes them back. It's when you have the X factor and you're willing to take that risk of believing in yourself, you're willing to fail, you're willing to lose, and you're willing to make mistakes and get back up again. That is what makes you the best player and the winning player, even though you were not dealt the best hand. You didn't listen to the enemy's voice. You kept going, even though you may have had self-doubt at times. You kept believing in yourself. You kept falling in love with your dream, and you kept putting in the work. You did the actions, and even though you may have failed, you, like a child who was learning how to walk, or a child who was learning how to ride their bike, you were willing to fall down, skin your knee, and get back up and try that new thing again. And that is what gives you the X factor. I love you. I hope this word brought you some encouragement. Give it a thumbs up if it did. Subscribe to see more videos, and I'll talk to you again later. God bless you.